Thanks for joining us here on 2K Sports for NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. DA will join us tonight on the sideline. And checking out Utah's opening lineup, wing pair will be Sexton and Markkanen. The pairing up front, it'll be Collins and Kessler. And it's George in at the point guard position. And for the Bucks, the post pair, the longtime duo of Antetokounmpo and Lopez. The guard and off guard are Lillard and Trent. And it's Prince in at the 3, the small forward. And what a matchup we have here in the front court, Greg.
Yeah, each of these teams are anchored by their big men. I think it's going to be physical and highly intensified.
Now, here is George. Sexton kicks to Markkanen. Drills it from outside.
And the quick trigger of Markkanen is impressive. He's got such a fluid release, too, especially on these catch-and-shoot jumpers.
It's Prince on the wing. To the middle. Lopez, no luck. Sexton deciding where to go with it. Here's Collins. That shot missing. Some solid defense from Antetokounmpo. Lillard outside. And here's Trent outside. Rebound, Utah. They're getting their first look of the season at the Bucks in this one. Sexton kicks to Markkanen. And it's off from three-point range. Trent outside. Pass to Lopez. Over in the corner, Antetokounmpo. Lays it up and banks it in.
There's really nothing you can do defensively. Giannis Antetokounmpo is just a long, wily, strong, attacking, skilled player.
Now, here's Collins. He had 15 points last outing. Outside, Markkanen. Another miss by Utah. The Bucks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Now Lillard. His last outing, he had 24 points. Outside, Antetokounmpo, just 5 on the clock. Here's Lopez. Here's Prince. Excellent D there from Markkanen.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
Outside, George. Trains it from beyond the arc.
And developing that 3-ball shot, George is putting in the work now.
And so Antetokounmpo will bring it up for Milwaukee. Trailing by 4. Greg, thinking back to the glory days in Utah, they went to back-to-back finals in 97 and 98.
Unfortunately, though, Kevin, that Stockton-Malone era, they just couldn't overcome the dynastic Bulls. The Jazz still searching for that first NBA title.
And that's a block right there. He swats that ball away with some energy.
A defensive play like that early in the game can go a long way. Establishes an attitude that you want to have during the game.
And it's Lillard missing.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And when Collins goes up, the interior defense runs out of options. He forces them to get sloppy.
The Jazz shooting their first free throws of the game right now.
And one of the highlights last year for this group was the fact that they were so efficient from the charity stripe. That's a huge factor.
Something you can point to when you're talking about their areas of success last season, free throw shooting.
And he can't get the first one. And Greg, 2 seasons ago, the Bucks ranked first in defensive rating. Last season, they dropped down to number 19.
Yeah, shifting defensive schemes, coaching changes, also swapping Drew Holiday for Damian Lillard. But they can and should be better than 19.
And the second free throw, good. Well, Greg, over the last few seasons, one area of consistency for the Jazz has been their rebounding.
Yeah, and they have some size, and they make controlling the boards a focal point. When you're playing Utah, you'd better be ready to put a body on somebody.
Now here's Lillard. Over George. And a little luck that time, but it drops.
The defense is right there, but it doesn't seem to make a difference for Lillard's jumper. That thing is wet.
Outside, Markkanen. Back to George. Sexton against Trent. Markkanen looking it over. Another miss by Utah.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Over in the corner, Antetokounmpo. Over Collins. Antetokounmpo can't get it to go. Jazz leading by 3. Here's Sexton, and Sexton slams it in.
And how about the leaping ability there on the slam? Love how Sexton just rises up with confidence inside.
We'll go to David Aldridge, who spoke with head coach Doc Rivers. What's the news, David?
He talked about the challenges that come with playing against Lauri Markkanen. Coach said you have to know where Lauri is at all times because he's so effective playing off the ball. He's a knockdown shooter and a smart cutter. And he moves extremely well for his size. This team's got a lot of respect for the mobile 7-footer. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, David. A different look for Milwaukee. Portis, he's checked in for Lopez. And it's Pat Connaughton in for Prince. Here's George. And the foul called on Antetokounmpo. That's foul number 2 for him.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
Yep, the next one puts them on the line, so they've got to be careful the rest of the way.
Now, here's Collins. Here's Sexton. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Sexton's got his second basket.
A dangerous scorer from mid-range. Sexton loves to take that shot when he gets it in rhythm.
Lillard surveying the D. Over George. And Lillard gets it to go. Lillard's got his second bucket of the night.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
Kessler's setting the pick for George. The shot by Markkanen, nobody around, and a miss there on the triple.
Boy, just cannot buy a bucket, guys. I'll tell you what, that's a painful quarter for him, and it's painful for me to watch, too.
Right side, Antetokounmpo, and there's a whistle. That's going to go on Walker Kessler. That is his first foul of the game. Trent outside. Portis sets the pick for Trent. And it's hauled in by Lauri Markkanen.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
And guys, hold on now. I'm getting word we have Shams Charania calling in. Shams, what do you have for us?
Well, guys, Lauri Markkanen had said all along he was content to stay in Utah. And after signing a contract extension, he remains with the Jazz. He turns 28 in May, so he's just entering his prime. There's plenty of runway left if the Jazz think he can guide them back to the playoff mix. And with the timing of when Markkanen signed his extension, he is not trade eligible during this season.
Shams, we really appreciate the update. We know how detailed you are. Thanks so much. The first one falls. And with a few games in the books, Greg, what's the key for coaches during this part of the season?
And Kevin, if I were a head coach, I'd be trying to nail down my best 5. NBA games are mostly decided in that final 3 or 4 minutes. So I want to know who I can trust when it matters most.
And Markkanen drops them both. Clark, there are some that would say that Giannis Antetokounmpo is the best player in Milwaukee Bucks history. Others might say Lou Alcindor. What do you say?
Hey, pump the brakes on that Giannis. I love the Greek Freak. And I tell you, Kareem is my guy. I would tip my hat there, but I certainly understand why others would say Giannis. I'm going to hang my hat with Kareem.
Now, here's Sexton. Following the miss by Giannis Antetokounmpo.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Lillard outside. Three-pointer. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Lillard's got 7 points. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Utah Jazz. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
I'll tell you, they played hard, they drew fouls, but they could not convert at the line.
And that can drive guys absolutely crazy. I mean, they know they're better free throw shooters than that, but just did not get it done from the line.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And he deserves a lot of credit for what he was able to do at the line last year. 86% from the stripe.
Yeah, you know, that was one spot where they didn't have to worry about him at all. I mean, at the free throw line, he was automatic.
And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. Clark, we know the Bucks are a veteran team that has now leveraged their assets to try to win now.
And the question is, Kevin, do they have enough? There's a point at which veteran becomes a nicer way or a euphemism for old, especially in today's NBA. That can be a problem for you.
Connaughton. And again, Milwaukee with the triple.
Yeah, that's 2 straight three-pointers they've allowed.
Utah has gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from three-point range so far in the first. Here's Sexton. It's rebounded by Portis. The Bucks shooting 40% here in the early stages. George against Lillard. There's Portis. And again, it's Milwaukee converted.
When you watch Portis, he's not just a good jump shooter for a 6'10 guy. Bobby's just a straight-up good shooter, period.
Now, here's George. Another miss by Utah. Lillard with it. But Greg, I'm sure their coach is very pleased with their offensive flow right now.
I mean, it's harder than it looks to get it going like this. Now they just have to maintain it.
Here's Lillard. He's got 7, 4 on the shot clock. Over George. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. Now it's a 4. Jazz shooting 33% here in the first quarter. Jazz passing it around. Here's Clarkson. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Fighting his way inside, Clarkson shows good body control.
Lillard against George. Portis sets the pick for Kuzma. Shoots over Markkanen. Kuzma can't get it to go. On offense, here are the Jazz. Trailing by 2. Back to George. Clarkson outside. The shot's good on the assist by George. Clarkson's got his second basket of the night.
You know, Clarkson really working on his range, and defenses better wise up to it.
Out to the right wing. Portis sets the pick for Kuzma. And it's sent back by Kessler. Jackson against Sexton. They shoot again. No good there. Great D that time from Portis.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
And because it's still early, I wouldn't read too much into it. There's still a lot of game left.
Now, here's Clarkson. After the miss from Damian Lillard. George finds Clarkson. And the Jazz, another 3.
Looking strong. Clarkson gets great elevation on that jumper.
Bucks trail by 4. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Lillard outside. Pass to Jackson, and they get it. Markkanen pulls it in. Markkanen's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. George looking around. Clarkson on the wing. He's defended by Connaughton. The shot by Clarkson, no good. Jordan Clarkson getting it done for the Jazz. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. We've got more in store for you right after this. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And guys, what's your take on Utah so far?
Coming in hot. They were sharp from the perimeter right out of the gate.
Well, the player and ball movement has been excellent. Finding space, operating in space, and when they've gotten open shots, they've knocked them down.
Milwaukee with the ball. 4-point game. Coming into this having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
Mental toughness on the road. The arena was rocking, but they just got down to business and never let up.
Well, you know, it takes character, poise, toughness to win on the road, and that's exactly what they showed last game.
They've got Pat Connaughton. Jackson is out there with Porter. Then there's Kyle Kuzma, and it's Sims in at the 5 spot. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, thank you. The Utah Jazz last season became one of the first teams in the league to move their games to broadcast television. It's a gamble, but they just about tripled their reach. And with the rapid growth in the region, they have a chance to attract new fans. And Kevin, no doubt, other NBA teams are keen to see how this goes.
Oh, David, no question at all. We thank you for your report. And that one falls for Collins. Every year, Greg, we get a new batch of rookies into the NBA, and sometimes we're all guilty of judging them too early.
Oh, absolutely. I think we need probably 3 years to evaluate a player. You know, fans and media can be a little harsh at times, but not everybody develops at the same rate.
To the wing right side. Sims inside. Shoots over Filipowski. That misses off the backboard. Jazz leading by 4. Clarkson passes to Collier. Pass to Hendricks. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Hey guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Utah?
You know, right from the start, it seemed they got hot from three-point range, pulling apart the defense and racking up the points, too.
And they've also done a great job converting their opportunities at the stripe. Lots of chances and making the most of them.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Yeah, you have to make teams pay for fouling you. That's why they call them free. And they've done exactly that, made them pay.
And the Bucks making a change here. Amude's checked in. That one is no good. Bucks trail by 5. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Picked off in midair. Here's Collier, guarded by Porter. In the corner, Collins with it. No good on the triple. And it's Porter with the ball for the Milwaukee Bucks. Tries from 16. Second chance shot. Powers through inside. Giannis.
Boy, extra effort by Giannis, the multi-time MVP. He's just built a little differently.
Clark, what in the world is left for Giannis to accomplish at this point?
You know, Kevin, I don't know, quite honestly. I mean, perhaps more championships or MVPs. He's really done it all. Maybe a scoring title, but whatever he does from this point on, it's only going to add to what's been a Hall of Fame career.
And it's Collier missing. Bucks trail by 3. Here's Amude, and he banks in the layup. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And Will Hardy is called timeout. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
And I think this timeout, guys, is where you draw up some plays that are guaranteed to create some high percentage shots.
And for a look at how the competition stacks up right now, here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. They tell a great story. Taking a look at Minnesota. They're moving on up, 4th spot in the rankings this time around.
When I look at the Bucks, they've come out the gate strong. They have a roster that can continue to improve. So reasons for optimism abound here with this team.
And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Pass to Hendricks. Good on the three-point shot. Hendricks has got 4 points this quarter.
Could have been much better defense. I mean, you can't give this guy any room to operate.
And here's Giannis. He had 25 points in the win against the Cavaliers in Cleveland.
And he also made his presence felt on the defensive side as well. 3 block shots were registered in that game.
Jazz leading by 4. Takes it inside, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam.
Really piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
Now here's Giannis. 6 points for him. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That one on Collins.
Well, I tell you what, the long arms of Antetokounmpo are really incredibly lethal in the paint. Sometimes the defense really has no choice but to foul him and then hope he misses.
And that one misses. You know, you were talking about Giannis. He can put up 30 a game without taking many shots from the perimeter. That's a tall order these days, especially because he gets doubled every single time. And he's good on the second.
He is creeping up in those all-time conversations. Giannis has won regular season and Finals MVP plus Defensive Player of the Year. Quite the resume, and he is not done for a while, folks.
And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, you know, the officials aren't nearly as lenient as they used to be on that call. As a matter of fact, I know I got away with a lot of those in my playing days, but that was 40 years ago.
And Doc Rivers has called a timeout. He wants to talk to his guys. And now let's have a look at the teams that were last year's best from the free throw line. The Jazz, number 1.
You know, they made that a point of emphasis a season ago. I mean, they spent a lot of time in practice drilling their free throws, and I think it really paid off with the best percentage in the league.
Bucks trail by 5. Oh, Giannis punches it home.
The combination of size and elite athleticism on full display from Giannis there.
Pass to Clarkson. Collins setting the pick for Clarkson. Lets it go from 14. And Utah again with the bucket.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
Here's Amude. Back to Giannis. Rebounded by Clarkson. Utah leading by 5. Outside, George puts up a 3. Milwaukee with the rebound. Antetokounmpo's got 7 rebounds in the game. And it's sent back by Kessler. Now, here's Clarkson. He's coming off a 10-point game against Chicago. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. For Milwaukee, they've gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told. Outside Jackson. Beyond the arc. Utah with the rebound. And that will conclude a 4-game road trip. Here's Collier. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo.
No mercy shown that time on D by Giannis. Great rejection.
And some changes here for the Bucks. Kyle Kuzma's checked in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Trent comes in for Jackson. And Damian Lillard subbed in for Porter. Utah also making some changes. Markkanen, he's checked in for Jordan Clarkson. And it's Colin Sexton in for Collier. Now, here's Sexton. 5 points in the game. From downtown, off the mark, and he's 2 of 8 for the game. And here's Lillard. He brings it up for Milwaukee. Trailing by 5. Over to the wing. Collins against Kuzma. Over Collins. The shot's good from Kuzma. Kuzma's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And boy, has he picked it up since the start of the second. His shots now starting to fall.
Here's Sexton. And Sexton slams it in.
And using the quickness to his advantage there. Sexton getting some momentum behind him so he can put that one down.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Now Lillard. 9 points in the game so far. Clock at 6. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5 for 8 clip.
Defense pulls out every stop imaginable, but with Lillard, he just simply beats him.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. It's important to remember Damian Lillard was a 2-star prospect coming out of high school in Oakland. He says that the doubt I faced, what I found is I have true belief in myself. I poured a lot in and just continued to work. That's why when I struggle, I never waver because I know that I'm true to it. Eventually, I'm going to have my time. Kevin?
I think they call that game time. Hey, David, thank you. And Kuzma with the basket on the assist by Lillard. Lillard's got his 3rd assist on the night. George passes to Markkanen. Shot by Collins, no good.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
Now here's Lillard. 11 points in the game. Kuzma outside. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Utah has gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter. Less than 20%. But they've continued to let them fly. Here's George. Pass to Collins. Kicks it out to Markkanen. Sexton for three. Drops in the tray. Sexton's got 10 points.
And it's important Sexton makes those. The more he hits from outside, the more the floor will open up.
1:44 left in the first half of basketball. Here's Lillard. To the right side. Here's Kuzma. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Kuzma's got 10 points in the quarter.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
And we know Kuzma's always been a terrific scorer. But, Greg, he's developed as a passer over time.
And, Kevin, early in his career, Kuzma wasn't called on to be a leader. But he's grown into that role, and he puts effort into orchestrating for his teammates.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. Looking for a breather and maybe just one or two things to talk about. Both teams will make substitutions. .124 left to play in the first half. There's the lob to the hoop and out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession. And a moment to check out now what Utah has coming up. On Saturday, they'll be matching up with Chris Paul and the San Antonio Spurs. Then on Tuesday, they'll go up against Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns.
And that game against Sacramento, that's one that stands out to me. A lot of great talent involved in that one, and I'm curious to see how they improved over the offseason.
Now, here's Kuzma. 9-point game his last outing. Here's Lopez. A miss that time. Would have put him up.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And, guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
A nice shot by George.
And nice touch inside. George can finish from all three levels.
And here's Lillard. He brings it up for Milwaukee. Trailing by 2. Next up for them, the Knicks, a road game in New York. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. It's Trent on the wing. Defended by Sexton. Trent gets the bucket.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Jazz have gone 6 of 14 shooting here in the second. Kessler, screen on Lillard. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Lopez sets a screen for Kuzma. Sexton grabs the board. In the corner, it's Clarkson. Off target with his 3. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Jazz lead by 2. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Brooke. Where is this team right now?
Oh, it's so exciting. You know, it's really thrilling to come out with such a great group of guys every night, you know, and play basketball. You know, it's a lot of fun.
Smiles on your face, Brooke. Thanks for the time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
Hello, everybody. No lack of drama tonight. The Utah Jazz might be taking this one all the way down to the wire.
Playing well on the road can be very difficult. They're doing a good job despite the challenges.
Away from home, they aren't letting the crowd get into their heads. In fact, they've looked comfortable at times. Now let's take a moment here for a look at the upcoming schedule.
When I look at the Bucks, you expect this game to go down to the wire, and if it does, it'll be good for the coaches to see who performs well late in a tight game.
Invaluable information, no doubt. Thank you for being with us. Now let's send it to Kevin Harlan for the second half tip.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Really an incredible game from Lillard.
And the way that he has helped out with the ball movement has been a difference maker early on.
And, you know, that's not a job they ask him to do very often. But in the first half, I thought he was in perfect sync with his teammates.
Milwaukee has gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Taking a look at the Jazz. The pairing up front, it'll be Collins and Kessler. The guard pair, it's George and Sexton. And it's Markkanen in at the 3 spot. Now here's Lopez. The little short-range fadeaway off target. Outside, Sexton. Uncovered. Milwaukee with the rebound.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
It's Prince on the wing. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Prince has got the first points of the second half here for the Bucks.
Prince gets the ball and knows he's ready to let it fly. This guy plays with great confidence.
Collins, a screen on Lillard. Outside, Sexton. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got assist number 5 here tonight. Milwaukee's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. Prince outside. Pass to Kuzma. And there the Bucks with another bucket.
Yeah, we've seen this video before, guys. Kuzma can take over games with his scoring. I mean, he's smart, he's tough, and he's relentless in exploiting defenses.
Now, here's George. He's got 5. Outside, Markkanen. His three-pointers off the mark.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
And then Lillard slams it in.
Boy, the ability to knife inside and convert. Lillard is fearless when it comes to attacking the basket.
Utah's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Sexton against Trent. Now, here's Sexton. Defense right on him, and he finishes nicely on the layup. Sexton's got it all tied up now for Utah. The Bucks have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Lillard finds Lopez. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. 6 on the shot clock. From deep, Trent. And it's hauled in by Lauri Markkanen. Markkanen's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Kessler's setting the pick for Markkanen. He's looking for Lopez and finds him. Now the Bucks moving it up. Here's Trent. Sexton grabs the board. Sexton's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. That's good. It's his 7th made basket in 14 tries.
You know, not bashful about positioning himself inside. Sexton knows he has what it takes to score from there.
Greg Collins Sexton, still so young. He entered the league when he was just 19.
Yeah, drafted back in 2018. Sexton has a few years left in his 20s, so you expect him to continue to expand his game and improve on both ends.
Here's George. 5 points in the game. And Will Hardy is called timeout. He's ready to talk things through with the team. One guy who's getting it done is Lillard.
Yeah, he's just torching them right now. A good decision to huddle up, kind of hit the reset button, and figure out how to slow his roll.
And we've got a moment now to look at the highest scoring teams in the NBA from last season. In fourth, the Bucks.
Boy, they do an excellent job offensively. Most of the season last year, they were really in sync. A nice flow and rhythm to their offensive game. But anytime you score the points they did, it's about unselfishness and trusting each other.
In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. George, no good. Bucks have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Lillard misses. Utah has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. And it's Sexton penetrating. The shot comes out. Prince with the defensive effort. Milwaukee's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight. 5 of 12. Green deciding where to go with it. Pass to Prince. A 3-ball. Hits it from three-point range. And it's a 3-point Bucks lead.
Yeah, you know, Prince is always doing a nice job working to get open, and that's the reward you get for staying active, keeping yourself moving, an open look on the jump shot there.
Now, here's Markkanen. He has 5. Kessler up top. Nice ball movement by Utah. Just 5 to shoot. George passes to Kessler. Yep, that one goes in there. Kessler's got his second bucket.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
Lillard, the pass to Portis. Outside, Green. Misses the 3. Jazz shooting the ball at 42%. Sexton kicks to George. Pass to Kessler. Here's Collins. And here's George. Hits the 3-point bomb. George has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
A big man who does a little bit of everything. Collins' team-first attitude shining through with that terrific pass.
Now here's Livingston. Pass to Portis. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Now a chance to see the numbers for George. Some last season stats for him. He put up about 13 points a game last season, 4 assists and 3 rebounds. And he's very steady with that second unit, running the offense and getting them into their sets.
Right. I mean, your backup point guard simply has to hold the fort, maintain the status quo, share the basketball, and minimize mistakes.
Free throw good, Portis.
A most valuable role player on this team. Portis' ability to stretch the floor with his shooting, huge.
Clarkson, he's checked in for Sexton. He's perfect from the line this time.
Really always a plus to have a big guy stroke it from the line like that. The soft touch on full display.
Outside Collins. Pass to Clarkson. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. And so Antetokounmpo will bring it up for the Bucks. Connaughton with it. And it's Antetokounmpo picking up the assist. Connaughton's got his second bucket tonight.
Antetokounmpo, nice pass there. Good at finding his open teammates.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. He wants to check in with his team and regroup.
First and second chance points, and they were ranked third in terms of rebounding. They just loved mixing it up. What a physical bunch that group was.
And going back to their success at the free throw line last season, GA, best in the league. It helped them finish off a lot of close games. Jazz trail by 3. Clarkson outside. Collins kicks to Markkanen. Kicks it out to Collins. Kept alive. Milwaukee's gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6. And that one's good by Porter.
Capping off the drive through the bump. Porter Jr. holding steady.
George passes to Collins. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It goes on Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there. Earned those free throws.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Bucks.
Well, throughout this game, they've been lighting it up from mid-range. I love seeing that. They've made that the focus of their offense, and it's really paid off.
And we also got to talk about the damage they've done inside. The opposition having a hard time keeping that ball out of the paint.
And the first one at the line is good.
And what I appreciate about Collins is he plays his role well and an efficient player because of it.
The Jazz making a switch here. Filipowski's checked in. And so Collins nails both of them.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
Collins against Giannis. And Giannis throws it down.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Well, that might be fair, but I wouldn't want to take away from what he did in that last game. I mean, let's just say it's a pretty nice run he's on, no matter how you decide to frame it up.
Shot's good by Clarkson.
Large guard, loves to drive it, and somebody on defense needs to rotate in front of Clarkson if you're going to stop him.
Porter against George. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them.
Take a break. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw.
Look, we've seen Kevin Porter Jr. go off for 50 in a game. He's got some serious skills on the offensive end.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Hendricks is checked in, and it's Collier in for Keontae George. And he can't make the second free throw either, missing both. Jazz trail by 3. Here's Collier. Hasn't made one yet. Clarkson on the wing. Teardrop shot. Rebound, Milwaukee. Antetokounmpo looking it over. We've got 1:48 left in the third quarter. And the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
It's obvious they've taken fewer threes here in the second half and are focused on having a more balanced offensive attack.
Milwaukee shooting their 7th free throw attempt here.
And their numbers from the line last season, they're good, just not great. About 77% as a team.
Find the lanes. One shot.
That's good from Antetokounmpo.
You really have to appreciate and respect the spirit Giannis plays the game with. A beacon of energy and enthusiasm for his team. They all feed off of him. An attitude of joy and unselfishness.
That's good by Clarkson.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
Now here's Giannis. He's got 14. Green, the pass to Portis. Takes the 13-footer. Rebounded by the Jazz. Clarkson's got his 4th rebound in this one. Pass to Filipowski. There's 47 seconds left in the third. With his first shot attempt, rebound Milwaukee. Porter with it. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Porter's got the lead up to 6 now for the Bucks.
Right on the money. Porter Jr. wanting to make an impact and a statement from the mid-range.
Here's Clarkson. No good on that one. Great D that time from Portis. And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds. Five seconds left in the third.
And it's still a rare sight to see rebound numbers like the ones he's had tonight.
Boy, he has put in some major work. He's earning his pay, for sure.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Bucks ahead as they wrap up the third quarter on a 14-6 run. And we'll get going after this from Milwaukee. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Well, clearly he's the guy that stirs the drink for him, and that's how he does it, with his dynamite passing skills.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ballgame. Antetokounmpo and Portis man the post position. Kevin Porter is out there with Green, and it's Connaughton in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 on the floor for the Bucks. Here's Collier. Shot clock at 6. Here's Hendricks. The 3-pointer off the mark. Bucks leading by 6. And here's Giannis. Out left to the wing. Here's Connaughton. And the 3 off target. The Jazz shooting under 40% all in all for the game. Clarkson rebounded by the Bucks. Onto the 13 with that last one. Outside, Green. Porter inside. He's covered by Clarkson. And there's Porter on the assist by Giannis. Porter's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for Milwaukee. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
To the inside. And with that, the Bucks lead is cut back down to 6 after the bucket from Clarkson.
And guys, all about hard work from this point on. They've worked hard to create that high-quality shot and then able to knock it down.
Now, here's Portis. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. Here's Giannis. That's where Giannis wants the ball.
He is certainly one of the few true franchise cornerstones in the league. Few guys can take over a game like the Greek Freak.
With the floater, shot's good by Clarkson. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Now here's Giannis. Against contact, Giannis Antetokounmpo forces it through.
It's been Giannis's night. His points have come in a variety of ways, and as usual, he has been relentless.
Pass to Filipowski. Here's Clarkson, guarded by Green. Clarkson against Green. And it's off the back rim, no good. And here's Giannis. He'll bring it up for the Bucks. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Out to the wing. Filipowski passes to Collier. Now Clarkson. They set the screen. Fires for 3. Hands it from downtown. Clarkson's got 7 points here in this quarter.
Watch out. Now that he's got his first 3 of the half, there might be more in store.
Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Giannis kicks to Porter. Tries a 3. Here's Portis. Pass to Connaughton. Over Hendricks. And that one's good from Connaughton. And the Bucks lead by 7. Jazz have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Green against Clarkson. The shot, no good. Milwaukee has gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. Giannis striking in. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
And how about the power of Antetokounmpo? Dynamite whenever he takes it to the rim.
Collins. And finished off by Collins.
And forget about finesse. This big fella's all about the power.
Now Porter. Giannis outside. There's the 3. The three-pointer is right on target.
And really the story of this second half. One team getting the shots they want, the other not so much.
And that's why you have such a huge gap in the shooting numbers between the teams.
Pass to Collins. Out to the right wing. Good on that shot. And with that, the Bucks' lead is cut down to 7 on the bucket from Collier.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
And Doc Rivers has called a timeout. He has decided it's the right time to talk. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Lopez, he's checked in for Portis. Prince comes in for Pat Connaughton. Trent's checked in for Green. And it's Damian Lillard in for Porter. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Hey, Kevin, during the last break, I heard Doc Rivers talking with his team. He reminded his team, we're up. All the pressure is on them. Let's just keep playing our game. Makes sense because they've got a nice lead late in this game. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. Lillard outside. Lopez a screen. And Lillard gets it to go.
And with their hot shooting here in the second half, their field goal percentage over 50% now for the game.
Yeah, it's not a surprise then to see them out in front the way they've been efficient offensively in this half and actually throughout the entire game.
Back to George. Pass to Collins from the arc. And the rebound goes to Lopez.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Guys, that's been the key to their lead. I mean, simply put, the effort they've displayed on the glass has been the difference.
Now, here's Lillard. Count the basket. And it's an 11-point Milwaukee lead.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Markkanen against Prince. Markkanen passes to Kessler. Now Sexton. Pass to Collins. There's the triple. And Damian Lillard pulls it down.
Yeah, that's another miss for him. They're behind in this game largely because he shot so poorly.
From deep three-point land. And it's hauled in by Lauri Markkanen. Markkanen's got his 6th rebound on the night.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
Sexton for 3. Rebound, Milwaukee. Here's Trent. And he can't bank that one in. Jazz trail by 11. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
On the wing, Markkanen. Defended by Trent. Outside for George. Sexton for 3. That shot, no good.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Here's Lillard. Collins with some nice D. For the Jazz, this one's not looking good. Outside, Markkanen. A minute 42 left in the 4th. Trying to end the drought. And Lopez pulls it down. Lopez has got his 5th rebound in this one. Prince kicks to Lillard. A 3. Good on the triple. Lillard's got the lead up to 14 now for Milwaukee.
A downright lethal 3-point threat. Lillard is someone defenders must stay attached to if they want to have any impact.
And Will Hardy calls timeout here. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear, and immediately. we've heard some veteran players and coaches say the league is skewing too young.
Well, because of the salary cap, you're often forced to play some younger guys, and they don't quite have a feel for the game yet. So possibly the product suffers, but it also gives you a chance to develop these young players in your system.
Here's Lillard after the made shot from Lauri Markkanen. And it's Lillard again missing.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for the Bucks.
And they're fully in control now, but there were some tense moments, I thought, for them throughout this game.
Listen, they certainly weren't coasting despite what the score looks like. I love the way they came together, though, when everything started to look a little dire and really put the hammer down.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
It sure is. It's just a 2-gamer since they're in opposite conferences, and you can bet they'll take the same approach right into game 2 that they had tonight.
And as usual, some excellent work tonight in what was a quality big impact game for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Boy, I liked how he mixed it up on the glass. Wasn't afraid to get in there and do the dirty work. Showed some real grit and toughness tonight.
So no problem for Milwaukee as they get the win. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor. Completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester. And that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
And we've got David Aldridge standing by on our sideline with the player of the game. David, it's all yours.
Thanks very much, Giannis. Huge, big win tonight. How did you do it?
I think we just had fun. I think our guys were running to their spots, and we were able to drive the lanes and made the right pass, and we were knocking down shots. The ball was moving. We were defending. We were having fun. So that's why we got to win.
So you need to patent that formula, I guess. Congrats on the win, man. Thanks. Back to you.
All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. But as we go, let's take a look at our player of the game, Giannis Antetokounmpo.